Mayad nga agahon. Just gonna make sure I got my volume here like the last time. People couldn't hear me. Make sure. All right. Hopefully, the sound is good. Having my morning cup of coffee here. My Copico Blanca 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. 3-in-1 is a mixture of coffee, sugar, and cream. And very popular here in the Philippines for the 3-in-1 coffee. You can pretty much get these at the grocery store, at sari-sari store. They're normally about 7 to 8 pesos each. Like this one, I get like 10 of these for 70 pesos at the grocery at Save More. So about $1.50. But the sari-sari store, sometimes they'll sell it for 10 pesos because they also offer you like a cup. You can mix it at the sari-sari store. You usually see people here like at the sari-sari store standing there in the morning having their cup of coffee. All right, Ellen. Hey, my good friend in Texas. What's up? What's up, Ellen? Good to see you. Good to see you, Ellen, on the live stream. Good AM. All right, Fortune, Fort. Fortune or Fort. Good morning, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. Always supporting the live stream, supporting our channel. Thank you so much, Fort. Copico here in Texas for 10 piece. Ooh, $5. Well, you got to pay for that shipping, man. I guess that shipping is like what they get you when they ship all the Filipino items in the Philippines. Oh, as far as the weather, I'm looking at the weather report, Pag-asa. There's no weather that's in the Philippine area of responsibility. They call that the PAR. Currently, no weather like bringing in rains in our area in a way. It is like bright and sunny. I took Leanna to school this morning at 7, and it was already, I could feel the heat, man. I was like, 7, what happened to the cool air? I was like, where did the cool air go? That today is Monday, so Leanna has flag ceremony on Mondays. They they have to line up by it's kind of like their playground. All the kids got to line up, flag ceremony, and then pledge allegiance to the Philippine flag. And then they have the Aklan hymn, Aklan song. They have the Numancia song. And then they have their Numancia Integrated School song. And then after that, they do like calisthenics for like 10 minutes. They play loud music and everybody just does calisthenics before they start school. That's every Monday they have that. Unless it rains, because their playground is grass. So if it rains, it gets muddy. It gets muddy on their playground. And then after I dropped off Leanna, I was actually on a phone call. The gentleman I'm talking to, he's a retired Air Force like me, and he's looking to come to the Philippines. So it was our first video. I think I've had one video call with him a long time ago. He wasn't even thinking of moving to the Philippines yet, but now I think it's a go. I think it's a go. He wants to come and he wants to check out our area. So I was giving him the lowdown, and I'm sure I'll talk to him more. I'm just noticing that there's just a lot of interest. I know, sometimes I see videos about the Philippines and people saying that people are leaving the Philippines. I just do not see that. I see more people coming to the Philippines than leaving the Philippines. Maybe the ones that are leaving the Philippines, they've been here for many years. And I could see that. After being here for so many years, you might miss, the United States or miss the Western type of living or developed country living. But just about everybody I helped move to the Philippines this past 3.5 years. They've all stayed here, except for one. I have one. Jack was the only one that he stayed here in the Philippines. He stayed in Iloilo City. He stayed in Cebu City. He even stayed in Boracay for a few months. But Jack, it just didn't jive with him. It just didn't work out. That's how it is. And then nothing wrong with that. At least he tried it. Now Jack is in Thailand and is happy. He's happy in Thailand. I see him riding his motorbike. Jack is in his 70s and he's still riding a motorbike, touring Thailand. So I'm glad. I'm glad at least it worked out for. At least it got him out here to Southeast Asia, and he tried the Philippines, and it just didn't work for him. That's why he's in Thailand now. But I am seeing more. I am busier now than ever as far as helping moving, especially moving here to Panay Island. I know that. I just got the call from the guy in California. He's actually from Long Beach. I didn't even know that. I just, before in my head, he was just in California. But then he told me, yeah, I live in the San Pedro area. And I'm like, San Pedro, that's in Long Beach. You know, I know that area. And he actually bought a ticket already. It's like he arrives in first week of September. So I think I secured him an apartment here in Numancia, only about a kilometer away from our house. So at least he's got me. At least, you know, if he needs anything, I can at least guide him when he gets here. And I don't think he's ever been to the Philippines. You know, it's like next time I talk to him, I'll ask him if he's been to the Philippines before. But I get a feeling he hasn't been to the Philippines. When he was just telling me that he's been watching YouTube videos of the Philippines for like the past year. And he said that he thinks this is the place for him. And I told him, you're really not going to know whether the Philippines is for you until you try it. I mean, you can watch all the videos that you want, but it still hits different once you land here. Once you get to the Philippines, you know, there's still a lot of things that, nobody told me about that. Or, you know, it's like, I never saw that in a video, you know. There's just things like that. Even me, like even now, I've been here 14 years. I still see stuff here that, you know, I've never seen that before. You know, I still go like that. And it brings a smile to my face when that happens. I'm drinking two things here. I'm drinking my Vita Coco, and then my coffee is too hot. I just poured like the hot water on it, so it's like still hot. I'm trying to hydrate because yesterday I felt like I was coming down with a cold, you know, so hopefully I can fight the cold. Hopefully I'll drink fluids today, rest up, you know, I got no plans today. I did secure that apartment, that one video, La Casa Española. So our friends that are coming from Arizona, my friend Joel sent me the money for the deposit. That was actually surprised me on that apartment because very rare have I heard any apartment here that no security deposit. I'm like that. I don't think I've ever heard of that no security deposit. It's always at least 1 month security deposit, sometimes 2 months security deposit. So when the guy said no security deposit, I think a lot of it when I was like negotiating with him. I've done a video of La Casa Española. I have good relationship with the people that run La Casa Española. The top of like the apartment complex in Calibo. I have not seen a better run, safety, well manicured lawn there. I mean, well maintained, safe and well maintained is that sticks out for me at La Casa Española. And then walking distance to the main road there. You're like less than a kilometer away from the Gran Gaisano Mall, so you can just walk. And if you don't want to walk, you know, there's like tricycles everywhere in Calibo. But I was happy I was able to secure that, and then happy that no security deposit. So basically, I'm gonna put the reservation fee is what they're calling it, 10,000 pesos, about $180 reservation fee. And when the couple from Arizona arrives in January, they just have to pay another 10,000 for January's rent, which is 20,000 pesos or about $360. So I think it's a good deal for that place. There's cheaper places in Calibo, but you know, you always have to consider how well maintained the facilities and how safe the facility is. I like how there's a lobby area. They have CCTV there. There's a person manning that the lobby area. I like that. And then there's other expats living there because my friend from Texas, from Houston, Texas, he's there. He actually went to Cebu City for 1 month, and then me and him were chatting when he got to Cebu City, I think January. and he was telling me like Cebu City was like too crowded for him. He didn't like how it wasn't easy to get around Cebu City. Just the traffic, expensive taxi, Grab, that kind of thing. So I told him, why don't you come to Calibo, man? You might like it in Calibo. So sure enough, he was gonna try Calibo for 1 month. He got here in February. I actually gave him a tour of Calibo when he got here. Him and his partner. I took them to like the Pastrana area. We even ate at John and Elfa's at New Washington, Aklan. And then I just drove him around, took him to the Esplanade, the beach Esplanade in Calibo. Nice jogging area, riding your bike. Within, I would say, not even 10 minutes from La Casa Española is the beach Esplanade. So just drove him around, and he said he was going to try Calibo for a month, so that was like February. And I thought I hadn't heard from him in a while. I think I got a text message from him like April. I think we even went fishing with him. We took him to Laola's fish farm with Dazzle. And then I got a text from him like April. I thought he was gone. I thought he wasn't here in Calibo anymore. And when I was filming that video, he's still there, So he's been in Calibo now for 6 months. So I guess he likes Calibo. Good, we have a live today. Raining here and some flood. Oh, I didn't know it was raining in Manila, man. Man, we have not gotten any rain here, a fortune. I mean, it's like bright and sunny. Probably you can see on the screen here. I have the shades down. I can't even put the shades in front of me, or I'll be blinded by the sun here. And hot. I mean, it almost feels like summer right now here. I was late for work by 30 minutes. I usually do it with Monday, except there's F to F. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I know you work from home. I remember Fortune, but yeah, I know work from home people. Sometimes they have to face to face. I know you have to do face to face meeting once in a while. Christopher Bristol, what's up? What's up? All right, yeah, look cute. All right, thank you, brother. I mean, it's like that's nice. Nice to say. Andreas N. Hello from Germany. All right, Germany. Thank you, Germany, for joining the live stream. We always get people from Germany now. I guess I have a few viewers now in Germany, and I appreciate that. Very much. Thank you for joining the live stream. The past few days were dry and hot. Today is different on Monday rush. Those who went home to the provinces and just bored in Manila all come back. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. A lot of workers in Manila, that's what they do. When the weekend comes, like a Friday, they ride the bus and they go like north. A lot of time north or south of Manila. Go up to like Pangasinan, some even go to Baguio. I've heard people go to Vegan on the weekend, just to get out of the city. Enjoy some of the provincial more fresh air. Hello, Mom Janet. All right, Mom Janet. Hey, hello. Good morning, Mom Janet. Good morning. JP. All right, JP. Hey, JP. Dazzle, Mom, and Leanna went fishing yesterday. I dropped them off at the Laola's fish farm. I think they're kind of late getting there yesterday because of church. They had to go to church first. It was like, I think 10:30 is when I dropped them off at the fish farm. And I didn't pick them up till about 5:30. Dazzle made a video. She made a video of Laola's. So I think she finished editing it last night. So I'll publish that tonight, at midnight tonight. That will be the next video. I'm not in it, because like I said yesterday, I thought I was going to come down with a cold. So I rested yesterday. I think it was just the week before, that 1 week in Iloilo City. I was so busy in Iloilo City, and then I didn't get to sleep much. I'm not used to the bed there, and then the pillow on the hotel was kind of like thick. It kind of like I had a stiff neck. I just didn't rest enough. Like I said before in the live streams, I have to pace myself. I can't like overdo it with YouTube, with anything that I do. it's important that I get my naps, important for me to get my 8 hours of sleep. But during that week, it just got so hectic for me, helping my friend at Medical City Iloilo, and then helping my friend find a condo, and then meetups. You know, we met up with like 3 different couples that are that watch our channel. So you know, it just got too busy. And then the drive home, you know, I was actually, by the time we went to SNR and I was driving home back to Auckland, that 4-hour drive, I was beat. I was like tired already, even before the start of the drive. So when we got home here, I was like tired. You know, by the time we dropped off my friends in Washington, Auckland, I got home, I was just like beat. I was asleep. And then when I woke up the following morning, you know, I felt like, oh man, I think I might be catching a cold, but I'm okay today. You know, that's what I'm saying. I'll keep hydrating today. Maybe try that lugao place. There's a lugao place now. Lugao is like rice soup, rice porridge, right beside a 7-Eleven. So I might walk there earlier or take Bumblebee there and get me some lugao. Lugao is kind of like the Filipino chicken noodle soup. You know, when you're sick, that's kind of like what people eat here, lugao. Usually there'll be pieces of chicken on the lugao, ginger, and then they even put like a whole egg, like a hard-boiled egg with the lugao. Hi Janet. All right. Hello Ginno and gang. In Florida, the summer coolest times was around 11 p.m. to them. Now it's around 4. Happy that our afternoon is keeping us down to. Oh, nice. At least it's cooling you off, that shower. We're not getting any showers here in Auckland, man. It's like on the way home from Iloilo, I remember we hit a couple of sections where there was a few areas that were sprinkled rain, but it's been dry. It's been dry here in Auckland, man. That was a great video on La Casa. Give us a really good option. Yes. And then somebody even made a comment there. They've stayed there. You know, I'm thankful for people that make comments like that he actually stayed there and enjoyed his stay. The staff are amazing there. You know, that's one thing. La Casa Española and also the fish farm. Man, the people here are just so kind. I mean, they just go above and beyond. They like a super customer service. You know, it's like you get treated well here. You know, it's like that's one thing I enjoy here. People are really nice. People are really nice in the province. But that's a popular place because right now they have like 36 units, and like on the video, they're adding a new building. So that's another more room. So they might hit 50 rooms in that complex. But it's the best complex, like apartment complex in Calibo. I haven't even seen anything that comes close to La Casa Española. Howdy, JP, Ginno, those apartments were very nice. I would be interested in them. Oh yeah. And somebody had asked if there's a 2-bedroom in there. Yes, there's a 2-bedroom there. 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom. There's actually a 3-bedroom, but I think it's only 1 unit by the garden on the 4th floor. But the only thing, keep in mind, if you stay on the 4th floor, 3rd floor, there's no elevators. That's the one thing I didn't mention on the video. No elevators. So that could be a challenge. That's why my friend, when they were looking for the apartment, they wanted bottom floor. That way, no stairs to climb. But my other friend from Houston, he lives on the, I think he lives on the 3rd floor. No issues, you know. He still loves the place. I mean, it's good exercise if you got to climb down 2 or 3 stories of stairs every day. JP, hey, all right. Sergeant USA, salute. Said hi, all right. 102 degrees here today, 17% humidity. That's the big difference, JP, in the Philippines. It's like when I look at like the temperature here and the humidity, it's usually like 80% to 90% humidity. That's the difference. The humidity hits you here. You know, it's like I know I sweat more here than when I lived in the U.S. Even I lived in Texas before, San Antonio, Texas. I lived in Louisiana. It's even more stickier than those places. That's why I tell people the Philippines is a different kind of heat here. The humidity hits you here. Gee, that sounds like Arizona weather. Good morning, Fortune. Good morning. Please hit the like. All right. Ray, all right, my good friend in Sacramento, California. Hope that party went well, man, with the Air Force brothers there in California. Yes, definitely. And a lot of people are finding that. A lot of people are reaching out to me, Ray, because they wanted to check out Panay Island. Panay Island just got a lot to offer, And then one thing about Panay Island, you got all the different provinces like Aklan province, Antique province, Capiz province, and Iloilo province. And besides like Iloilo City and Rojas City, those are the two major cities in Panay Island. The rest of them is like rural. The rest of the Panay Island is rural. A lot of it is like fish ponds, a lot of rice fields, a lot of fish ponds and rice fields. Fun to drive, it's like, I love driving. Like when I have to drive from our house to Iloilo City, it's about a 4-hour drive. I do not hit traffic. Not a single place, not a single town. I'll come from here, I'll go to Lezo, Aklan. I'll drive to Calibo, Aklan, Tigayon area. I go to Banga, Aklan, and then Balete, Aklan, where James and Karen Adventures are at. And then I go to Altabas, Batan, then I cross over to Rojas. No traffic at all. I do not see traffic, even in Capiz. When I pass like Dumarao, I pass Dao, then when I get to Iloilo, like the different area. The only time I start feeling traffic is when I get to Iloilo City, just because it's a city, and the traffic's not even that bad because you've seen the diversion road in Iloilo City. It's really wide, like 6 lanes on both sides. So it's gonna take a lot of vehicles to cause traffic there. JP, I am in eastern Washington State. It's called the Columbia Basin. It's flat, dry, with loads of circle irrigation with wheat, potatoes, onions, and cornfields. All right. I think I have a friend there. He lives at the area, the JB Joint Base, I guess, area in Washington State. He's prior Air Force. He was he's an Air Force veteran. He drives a truck. He drives semi-truck, and that area is his like home base. Biggest support group. Good morning, Mark. Oop, I don't want to mess that up. All right, forward that. Sula. Is that you, Janet? Yeah, it's Mom Janet. Mom Janet is on the live stream. Doug Henderson. Hello, Ginno. Greetings from Arizona. Hot today. It's summertime and another 110. I remember the monsoon rain in Arizona because part of my job when I worked at St. Mary's Hospital, I took care of the insurance for Carondelet Health Network. I was the insurance guy, general liability insurance, malpractice insurance, helicopter, ambulance, vehicle, you name it. I was like the insurance guy for Carondelet Health. And that was one of the things that we had to keep an eye on was the flooding because it's amazing how you're in Arizona, it rarely rains, but when it rains, you get flash floods in California, in Arizona, I mean. And that was one of the things St. Mary's Hospital, that area was in like a wash area. So we had to keep an eye and make sure we were prepared. We used to even have those, we had bought for the hospital, like it would inflate and it would protect the hospital from water getting into the hospital. That was like part of my job. I was in risk management. Risk management was my job in Carondelet Health Network. JP, wow, 102 is a scorcher. Yeah, that would be pretty hot, like in Washington State. Anything 100. You know, in Arizona, 100. That's kind of like not bad. But if you're from Arizona, you know, we get 120, 125 in Arizona. Yes, I'm moderator for Ginno. That's as well. It's me. All right, Mom Janet. Thank you, Mom Janet, for moderating. You are a busy lady. You do a great. Yes, Mom Janet does an amazing job. So nice to see you. Are you poolside? Yeah, I wouldn't. I would be poolside too in that heat, man. Fortune, people in Panay are generally nice, honest, gentle, provide good service, and very friendly. Always have, oh yeah, that's the thing about Panay Island. I think that's why I fell in love with the Panay Island in Aklan Province. You know, I'm not from here originally, Fortune. I was born and raised in Manila. So I was born and raised in the streets of Manila. You know, it's like my birth certificate says Tondo, Manila. You know, so I know about the hustle and bustle in Manila. I used to go, I was born in Tondo, and then I think when I was 5 or 6, we moved to Quezon City by Frisco, San Francisco del Monte, Quezon City. And I would ride a jeepney. At first, my older brother, cousin, we would ride together on the jeepney to go to Intramuros because I went to Letran College. So that's a good distance from where we live in Quezon City to go to Intramuros. Passed by the España area. España always floods, you know, during rainy season. But I think when I was like in the 4th grade, I think 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, I started going by myself. You know, I started riding the jeepney by myself because I guess I was old enough. You know, it's like I would go to school by myself, come home from school, ride the jeepneys. I had my bag. I would like clutch my bag. I always had a handkerchief. I remember you had to always cover your mouth on the jeepneys because, you know, the black smoke coming out of the jeepney, man. You know, it's like is it easy to get to Panay Island? Would it be flying into Manila? All right. Very easy to get to Panay Island. Most people in the Philippines, when they land here, I would say majority land in Manila. Manila. So if you want to fly from Manila to Panay Island, you have several choices. You can fly to here in Aklan. You can fly to Calibo, Aklan, or Caticlan, Aklan. Or from Manila, you can fly to Rojas City. Canadian Beaver, Rojas City. You can fly directly from Manila to Rojas City, or a very popular choice now, people are flying from Manila to Iloilo City. And then same thing with if you fly in there, I know there's people that fly into Cebu City. Same thing, they have flights from Cebu City to Calibo, to Caticlan. Caticlan's got a lot more flights now. They're actually building up the airport. San Miguel Corporation is building a nice size terminal in Caticlan because of Boracay Island. Boracay Island, I mean, at Boracay Airport in Caticlan, we're talking like at least a dozen flights land there every day, or even more. I mean, you know, you got Asia, Air Asia, Cebu Pacific, Philippine Airlines. I think there's a Royal Air. I mean, direct flights even from Taiwan, direct flights from Korea land in Caticlan now. So very busy. Caticlan, the Boracay Airport, that's a very busy airport for such a tiny airport. Very busy because of Boracay Island. Everybody wants to go to Boracay Island, but very easy. If you land to Manila, oh, there's Dazzle's mom. She's outside doing laundry. She's doing laundry this morning. They went fishing yesterday. They were fishing all day yesterday. They actually caught a lot of tilapia. I guess tilapia was for dinner last night. It was like they caught like 2 kilos of tilapia. I haven't seen the tilapia that they caught on film, but I saw it here, like when they were frying it. Good size tilapia. And Dazzle even told me there was one or two that got away. She already had it in the hook, and she hit like a branch and it fell. She was like, but they always have fun. Mom and Dazzle, they always have fun when they go fishing. That's their favorite activity here is fishing at Laolas. And Leanna went. I think Leanna told me she caught like 5 fish. She kept 2. The 3 ones were kind of tiny. But she had homework to do still. So she brought her school bag. So she just fished a little bit. And then she did her homework at the Laolas Fish Farm. Ray, I concur with you 100%. Panay is going to be my home base. Lots of awesome places, Iloilo, Rojas, Aklan, and more to live and have a... Yes. Like I told you, brother, like Daniel, my good friend in Jacksonville, Florida, you will have a good life here. From what you're telling me, all the stuff that you have to go through now in the U.S. with the expenses, rent, increasing, prices of food increasing, and I know you like fishing. I know you like, you're gonna have a good life here. One thing I told Daniel, the thing about Panay Island, maybe, and it's probably common throughout the Philippines when you live in the province, it's a simple way of living. It's like when I was living in the United States, when I was in the United States Air Force, my life was just like hectic, like too many things going on at the same time. I was even talking to my friend this morning. I remember many days when I was still working where it'd be like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I wake up and I was like, oh, I gotta do this in the morning. Did I do that, or did I forget? I have a meeting coming. Your mind is just like, like a go living in the U.S. And that is one thing that I really enjoy once I retired here in the Philippines, was that, I'm retired, I don't have to think anymore. It was like, it was just nice to like peace of mind. It's like, I sleep well now. It's like, Dazzle can tell you, if I go to bed like at 8 p.m., I'm like asleep till like 4:30. I don't feel anything. I'm like, Dazzle could be editing videos, could be doing any stuff in the room, and I'd be like asleep. I don't feel anything at all. And that's the thing, it's like, Daniel, you will find that here. It's like the calm and peacefulness here in living in Panay Island, because people just, you'll see it immediately. It's like, I have lived in like Manila, like before, Long Beach, Los Angeles, big cities in the U.S. The one thing I like about Aklan province, people here are simple. It's not like when you're in California, the Filipinos in California, nothing wrong. I'm not like trying to bash them, I'm not trying to say anything, but a lot of materialism, a lot of like, it's people are concerned what kind of house, how big your house is, what kind of car you drive, what kind of job you have. Here in the Philippines, you just don't see that. It's like the ordinary people, the locals here, they are so humble and they're so kind people, because they're just happy that if they have a job, they're just happy if they're bringing in any type of money. It's like the farmers here, the fishermen, the tricycle drivers, the jeepney drivers, the landscape people here. These people only make maybe 500 pesos a day. $9 a day is how much an average Filipino in our province makes. So, and they're able to live on that as long as they're putting food on the table. They're happier. They don't have like a lot of the pressures of life. They got kids. They go to the beach. They watch sunset together. It's a different way of living. That's why I think once you see it, Daniel, I think you're gonna like it. I know I have. It's like for me, like I said, I lived most of my life in cities. I drove nice cars. I had a Mustang, Ford Mustang. I had houses. With garages. But now it's it's no longer, those things are no longer important to me. What's so important to me is like my relationship with my family, the love that we have for each other and laughing all the time and having fun. It's like I don't need like expensive cars anymore, big houses anymore to like enjoy life. I learned that you enjoy life because of experiences and because of people you surround yourself in. It's not the material things. If anything, material things will like drag you down. It's hard to maintain all the material things. Material stuff breaks. Your car breaks. Your flat screen TV breaks. Appliances breaks. Everything breaks, and you have to replace it, or get it fixed, and that adds to like the stress. The more stuff you have, the more stuff that are possibly gonna break or you have to replace. Sula, the humidity in Ireland is usually really high too. That's how it is here, Sula. I didn't know that humidity was like that in Ireland, but it's the same here. 80 is getting kind, and then 90 and above, for humidity here. Very high temps across Europe. Sula, yes, I do administration for Karen James. You all are fantastic moderators, so I don't have to be there as much. All right. That's good that, I think we have a few on here too, Mom Janet. I think I designated a few people now as moderator. And so far, so good. We're not getting a lot of negative, What kind of admin? Yes, things are warming up for sure, and we don't have air conditioning here unless in hotels, maybe. Same thing with us, same thing in our house. Like the first floor here, there's no AC in our first floor. We just have fans, and we have ceiling fans. The only AC we have is that we have a window, a small window type AC, 0.5 horsepower in our bedroom. And we only use it when we go to sleep, because at nighttime, sometimes it does get warm here. But during the rainy season, we use it less, the AC less, because we get cool air in the evening time during like July to December. It's that months of like January to June. Usually that's like the summer months here, the warm weather here in the Philippines. Skating Geezer, my good friend, an Ormoc. Hey, I saw, man, you don't got a Whopper. No BK. I can see why they don't have Burger King in your city, man. Like you said, Leyte and Samar, too many typhoons hit the area. BK's, yeah, and the BK's legit, man. It's like flame broiled. I mean, this time I ate like the Whopper Junior because the other time I ordered the regular Whopper and it was just too big, man. It took me I was able to eat half, and then the other half I had to take home, and on the ride home I was even eating. It was so big that like the regular Whopper. That's why I ordered like a Whopper Junior this time. But I always get like a Burger King because that's really the closest burger, like the same taste of burger that was in the US. Even McDonald's here sometimes doesn't taste the same as like the quarter pounder with cheese. That's what I usually like. I noticed like McDonald's here, they have a tendency of like pre-cooking their burger. I can tell when it's pre-cooked because it's so dry. The patty is so dry, and you just can tell. They probably pop it in the microwave and then make a sandwich out of it. So not a big fan of the quarter pounder with cheese here or the Big Mac. But Burger King, it's legit. You can see that they're cooking it, flame grilling that burger. And then when it comes out, it's like juicy, really juicy burger. I'm okay. My AC fixed now. Yes. All right. Thank God. All right. Behind the scenes work. I've been doing this since, wow, I didn't know that, Mom Janet. That's, since 2022. Yes. Very good volunteering at time. That's awesome, Mom Janet. Hey, Rev Fred. Hey, God bless, Rev Fred. Kevin Shores said hi. Hello, Kevin Shores. God wants me to serve. Thus, I do. I still get my stuff done. I am very busy, like blessed woman. Yeah, and I think that's good that you stay busy, Mom Janet, because like me, it's like people tell me all the time, it's like you seem like I'm busy, but I always make sure, you know, my family is priority. But I don't feel like I'm busy and super busy or anything. I'm able to balance family life and then the YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful, grateful. I think you guys can sense that. Thankful and grateful for my life. You know, it's like it's never been boring. You know, it's like I think on the last live stream somebody had mentioned that. You know, do I get bored? I've never been bored. The 14 years that I've been here. You know, my life is not boring at all. You know, when I first got here. Before I met Dazzle, I toured Southeast Asia, went through all the countries in Southeast Asia pretty much. Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Borneo, Kota Kinabalu. I mean, I went to so many countries, and then toured the Philippines, Luzon, Visayas. Now Mindanao, I haven't seen because like Mindanao kind of worries me. You know, that's one place. I think I'm just gonna go through life without ever visiting Mindanao because Dazzle doesn't want to visit Mindanao either. You know, because there's always an ongoing State Department, U.S. Embassy warning people to go to Mindanao. So, and I'm prior military, my haircut, you know, that might not go well in Mindanao if I go there. You know, it's there being ex-military. So I'm fine. I'm fine with going through life and never seeing Mindanao. Plenty of other places in the Philippines that I can go to. Red bread. All right. Happy Sunday. Speaking of JBLM, I watch a vlog from time to time called Jabogs. He has a all Pinoy family run food truck. All right, food truck. Ooh, very nice, very nice. I have seen videos like I think in Hawaii. I saw a food truck in Hawaii that was serving Filipino food. I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that. I'll have to look that up. Jabogs. I observed Sabbath. The owner gets to chat with Phil Am serviceman. All right, all right. That is cool. That is cool, Fortune. I watched a few videos about Carles and want to make a motorcycle trip there after I get settled. Oh yeah, that's easy, man. Carles from Rojas City, it's about an hour. From here, from our house, it takes me about 2 hours to get to the Canadian Beaver, and then that's Rojas City, and then another hour to Carles, and then from Carles you can jump off to Gigantes Island. Well known here for like those shell. What are those called? I forget, but they're like it's in a shell. Scallops, really cheap scallops. You can buy the scallops over at the Carles in like buckets. You know, you can buy kilos of it for like really good price, really reasonable price for fresh scallops. I think at one time they were charging like 1 peso per scallop. 1 peso, man. But I don't know if they're charging that still, you know, inflation and all. But I'm sure it can't be more. It can't be a lot more. I'm sure if they raise the price, it's still cheap. Kind of like in New Washington, Aklan. I can still get like for 30 pesos, like 50 US cents, I can get a kilo of like New Washington oysters, big oysters, you know. Same thing in Carles. You can get scallops. I can't eat it now, though. It's unfortunate because I can't eat anything shellfish anymore. It's terrible. It's terrible. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You let us know so we can pray for safe passage. Yes, yes. And I'm sure when JP gets here, I'll help him trying to secure a motorcycle. You know, it's like I've messaged JP before about the motorcycle that he thinks he's thinking of getting here. Plenty of choices regarding motorbikes here. That's kind of like common for expats when they come here to the Philippines is motorcycles because of the cost. You know, it's like a brand new motorcycle, like the motorbike I have on Bumblebee, the 125cc motorbike. They're only about $1,300, brand new. and I know Yamaha makes it, Honda makes it, several brands and then if you want a bigger bike, if you want like the 150cc, normally that's about, I would say 140 to 150 thousand pesos. So just depends on on what size bike you want to get. But a lot of expats, it's like it's common for most expats here that they have motorcycles. Like I know in Calibo, there's this place there where expats hang out. It's called the Bike Stop. It's a burger joint, and a lot of expats go there like at sunset time, 5 o'clock p.m., 6 p.m. It's a burger joint, beer joint. So you can have a burger and beer, of course, expats. And there's always like a group of motorbikes parked there for expats here. I try to observe the Sabbath, but I preach on Sunday, so I'm working, but forgot. JP, where are you from? Fortune, all right. But we espouse from abroad. Fly to Hong Kong, then to fly to Iloilo. Bypass the chaotic. Yes, I can't blame you, Fortune. I have no desire to travel to Manila. It's like if I can avoid Manila, I would. It's like to me, it's like the airport is just so congested. Now they have that tanim bala. I guess they start putting bullets in people's suitcase. I mean, just stuff happens in that airport. Or sometimes they don't have electricity at the airport. It's super hot at the airport. It's just not it's kind of sad because it gives a bad impression about the Philippines. It's kind of like the first impression, kind of like Manila Airport is where everybody lands, and it's kind of sad that they have not fixed that over all the years. It's like Manila's never improved. The airport in Manila has never improved. Hello, hey Shane, I know Shane is back home now. He had traveled to Texas and he had traveled to Florida. Red Fred, it's what God wants you to do. So you're to nourish a sheep. All right. I like hearing that, Red Bread. Sula, Fortune, HK, Ibernis, yes. Tudi, glad you're here. Are you staying to end? I have an event. I must. No worries, Mom Janet. If you have an event, go. Don't worry. We'll be okay. It looks like it's a good live stream, and then I always kind of watch out anyway. I'm like, before I read comments, I go through it in my head before I say it out loud. I'm careful now. I've learned from previous live streams. Direct flights from Hong Kong. Yes, I know. I know Iloilo City's got a lot of international direct flights now. Also domestic. I mean, Iloilo City now flies to Dumaguete City, to Panglao, Bohol, to Bicol. There's a lot of direct flights now from Iloilo City. Iloilo City, to me, it's gonna be probably the hub here in Visayas region, comparable to Cebu City. Cebu City is just too crowded for me. That's why I prefer Iloilo City. So I gotta run. All right, no problem, Ma'am Janet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma'am Janet, for your time. Appreciate it. Lots of fish. I guess they found the good fishing. Yes, it's the same spot. They that's kind of like their fishing hole now. Read that by that house. There's a house at Loola's Fish Farm, and actually yesterday they said there was people that were trying to fish at their spot. So, but they were still able to catch like 2 kilos of fish. JP, until late this year, maybe after Christmas, it gets their way. That's still pretty close now, JP. I mean, it's July already. You know, like I said on the previous live stream, JP, the minute we get into the Burr months, you know, the BER, like September, the minute Burr month starts, hits here in the Philippines, people start decorating their house, Christmas stuff. Christmas tree goes up, Christmas lights go up. The malls, they start playing Christmas music on 1 September, you know, the Burr months. So I know that's gonna fly by, you know, it's just gonna fly by your time waiting to come here to the Philippines. The Cebu Pacific, PAL Air Asia. Yes, yes. In his service, yep, can be relieved of the day's duties. All right, Shane. You can also do Singapore. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I saw that. They started it like around October, November. A direct flight from Iloilo City to Singapore, to Thailand, to Taiwan, Hong Kong, you know, so more flights, I'm sure, because a lot of people from those countries in Southeast Asia, they like to go to Iloilo City. You know, it's a good landing spot here in the Philippines. I mean, better than landing in Manila. You know, if I was like a foreigner, if I was in Southeast Asia, in another country in Southeast Asia, I would land in Iloilo City and I wouldn't land in Manila. The minute you land in Manila, you're on high alert. You know, it's like Manila is one of those places. I grew up in there. You know, growing up in Manila in the 70s, you're always on the guard in Manila. You know, your watch, your cell phone, your bag, you know, you're always like, you know, protecting your belongings, you know, because it can get snatched. It can get snatched in Manila, you know. You just don't feel that in Iloilo City. I can walk in Iloilo City. You've seen my videos. Any time of the day, any time at night, I can walk. No problem at all. As a matter of fact, the other night, Dazzle and I went to dinner with our friend over at the Festive Walk area. And from the Festive Walk area, we walked to the NJAP Hotel at least 2 kilometers on like sidewalks, the light, crossing the light. It was like nighttime. It was like 9 p.m. already. I never feel like I'm in danger or anything. I always feel safe. I always feel safe when I'm in Iloilo City. I can't say that in Manila. You know, it's like if I was in Manila, I would not want to be going out at night in Manila. Unless maybe BGC, you know, because you're like in a bubble there in BGC. But like there's areas in Manila where you do not want to be walking at night. Like places like Quiapo, you know, Quiapo or even Luneta would be suspect at night now, you know, because there's just stuff that happens. You know, there's a lot of too congested of a city, and then a lot of people in Manila come from all over the Philippines, and then you got you got organized crime there. You know, people working in tandem, like budol is what they call it, like just like there's just stuff that goes on in Manila that I don't see here in the province. More, you know, that's why it's so hard. That's why when people tell me they're gonna land in Manila and Manila is gonna be their choice, to me, it's not a good retirement destination. Just my opinion. I mean, I know people that are retired in Manila, you know, they live in BGC, you know, they live in that bubble in BGC, that's fine. But to me, it's just not conducive to retirement. Retirement to me, just my thing. When I retire, I like peace and quiet. I like being able to, at sunrise, being able to walk outside, sunset, walk outside, watch the sunset, watch the sunrise, without worrying about my wallet, without worrying about getting mugged. You know, that's not a fun retirement if you're in an environment like that. So those 3 airlines plus Scoot. Yes, Scoot. I remember that. Fortune, Dazzle and I, we rode the Scoot. 2018, we rode from Calibo direct to Singapore. That was the airlines that we flew in, was Scoot Airlines. You just described my life in Ireland. Very similar to Philippines. I live in a little village. All right, right. You know, to to me, like for us, like living here in Numancia, in our small town of Numancia, it's like it's perfect for us. It's like we enjoy that we can just walk out of our house any day, walk to 7-Eleven, walk to the plaza, get like Dazzle and them, they get balut, they get balut, or a fish ball or chicken skin. Leanna likes to get that. And I like that Leanna's school is only less than a kilometer away. She can text me anytime. I can pick her up on Bumblebee. I got my Bumblebee, my tricycle. It's just a simple life. It's like, it's not complicated. Like today, after this live stream, I got nothing. I'm not doing anything the rest of the day. Lunch, I'll eat lunch and then I'll take a nap. And then around 4 o'clock, it's my turn to like pick up Leanna in school. That's kind of like my routine. And then maybe after my nap in the afternoon, maybe come up with an idea for a video. So I can start planning on doing a video. But that, very simple life here in retirement. After over 60 years of go, 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 it's more a blessing to slow down and start to enjoy a peaceful. Yes, Daniel. I was just talking to that friend of mine that called me earlier, because he's wanting to move here to Panay Island, and I was telling him that the very first thing that he has to learn, I always tell this to people when they come to the Philippines to move or to retire, especially to retire, is slowing down. Because we've been going so fast with our lives. When I remember that when I lived in the United States, everything is so hectic. Life is so hectic in the United States that slowing down, like not doing anything, waking up in the morning, just sipping your coffee, watching the sunrise, no plan for the day. That is fine when you're retired. That to me, that's kind of like the blessing of being retired, is that owning your time. You no longer have to go somewhere where you have to be to earn that money. It's like I think that's kind of like the most common denominator. It's like work is work. It's like I was telling my friend earlier, I have talked to many expats that I helped move here, and the one thing they always tell me is like, man, Ginno, I wish I did what you did. I wish I retired earlier. It's like, I have never heard anybody tell me that I wish I was still working. Most people that I talk to, all of them tell me, it's like, man, I wish I had retired sooner. Because some people just wait too long. I know, people say, well, you should wait until full retirement age, 67 to collect your Social Security. But I've seen some 67-year-old people here in the Philippines, and it's not, you're not going to enjoy it as much if you take it at 62. If at 62 you're still able to move, you're still able to travel, I would take it. Just because if you wait till 67, you wait till you're older and you can't enjoy it anymore. Your back hurts, your knee hurts. You can't sit in a car for long periods of time, or you can't climb upstairs anymore. It's hard to enjoy life when it's like that. That's why me, I prioritized that when I was younger. I was, when I came here when I was 45, I was thinking, man, I was like fit. When I was 45, I was fit. I was like riding my road cycle in Arizona. I did a couple of El Tour de Tucson in Tucson, Arizona. 100-mile bike race in Tucson. I did that twice in Arizona. And then when I got here, I bought me a mountain bike. I would ride my mountain bike. I would run on the beach. I would swim in the ocean because I was 45. I could still do it. And even when I went to college at STI College Calibo, my classmates would tell you, I'm out there during the middle of the day playing tennis. I'm playing tennis. I'm running in the morning before school. After school, I was running around the compound. I mean, it's just, you can still do stuff when you're younger, when you retire. Don't wait too long. Don't think that, hey, I can wait till 67 because a friend of mine actually told me this when I was in Iloilo City. He's like, I think he's 63 now, but he told me, and he's fit. I mean, we're talking, he lifts weights for a 63-year-old guy. He's like fit, right? But he told me when he hit 60, his body just like, did something. It's not, he don't feel like the strong young man that he used to be. At 60, stuff starts changing, And now I'm kind of feeling that because I'll be 59 here in a couple of weeks. And I know I'm not the same person when I was 45 when I got here. There's a lot of things that I can't do anymore, that I can't do now. Mountain bike. I gave up mountain biking because I can't afford to fall on the mountain bike, break my hip or injure my legs, So there's just things that if you wait too long, you're not going to be able to do, That's what I'm trying to say. Even travel, like traveling to when you're retired, if you wait too long, traveling Southeast Asia, traveling to Europe, it's a challenge. Once you're in your 67, 70, it's not as easy to travel, because it's a lot better if you can do it while you're younger. 3 hours east of Seattle. All right, JP, I know where you're at. My friend Gray is from that area, from the Seattle area. You get to the Philippines, you get free 30-day visa. You can stay another 30 days for free. For a fee. Yeah, for a fee. Correct. Or some do visit trips, like 1 week to another Asian, come back to free 30 days. Yeah. It's easy. The visa, it's an easy process. Basically, the tourist visa in the Philippines is basically paying. There's really not much to it. Some expats make a big deal about it, but basically it's just paying the necessary fees, and you can stay here in the Philippines up to 3 years before you have to exit. You're not going to find another country in Southeast Asia that will allow you to stay 3 years on a tourist visa. The Philippines has one of the easiest tourist visa program. I mean, you got to behave now. You got to behave while you're on a tourist visa here. You can't be doing a criminal activity, or you can't be doing stuff that, will jeopardize your stay here. And then I know they're really particular now if you have a criminal record. If you have a criminal record in the U.S., you gotta check before you come here. Even though you've served your time and all that, you don't want anything outstanding in the U.S. You want to come here clean, because I have seen people that get reported here that they have a outstanding warrant in the United States and they get deported, So be a law-abiding citizen, You will not have a problem coming to the Philippines, staying here as long as you want. If you're a law-abiding citizen, if you follow the rules and you don't cause harm to any Filipino. If you're positive here, you can stay here as long as you want. My daughter Aiza, going back to Philippines to get married. Oh, nice. Mom Janet, congratulations. So go to Aiza. I don't have my camera. I would have taken a picture of that, but I'll look it up. Aiza Ilong. Oh, all right, Ilonggo. Aiza Ilong. All right, I'll have to look. I will subscribe to that, Mom Janet. Aiza Ilong. Will do. I don't have my other phone. Usually I take a snap picture with my other phone. We must commit to make sure Ginno is covered here. Thank you, Mom Jan. Appreciate it. Hey, balikbayan guy. All right, John. Good morning, Ginno. I'm doing good, my brother. Got a little bit cold. I think I'm catching a cold, but I'm resting for the rest of the day. I'm drinking my Vita Coco, hydrating, and then I'll have me some lugaw. I'm gonna eat lugaw for lunch. I'm gonna buy lugaw here, right beside 7-Eleven, and rest for the rest of the day. I haven't tried BK in the Philippines. Yes, BK is good. I mean, it's legit. It's a flame broiled. It's the same Whopper that I used to eat in the U.S. Exact same thing. That's why I like eating at Burger King here. Respect, yes. Thank you, Mom Janet. Sadly, there will always be scammers, trolls, unhappy people. We just don't give them the time, attention. They are Yeah, it's never really bothered me. If anything, Dazzle, she gets bought. That's why I try not to include Dazzle so much on the live streams because she takes it to heart sometimes when somebody criticizes her. Dazzle's not good at like people criticizing her or she'll get upset. And I don't want that for her. That's why man, you can tell me anything. I can take it, and it's not gonna bother me. You can't do anything like on the live. I mean, it's like all you can do is like type in words, bad words, but it's not gonna affect me. It's like a lost Hey man, thank you, Shane. Hey, you got a brother in me, brother. If you come here, it's like you, Daniel, JP, all of you. If you guys come here to the Philippines, I'm always at your service. I'm always like happy to help, happy to make your transition here a good transition because it's hard if you're coming from the US, Canada, you're flying thousands of miles from home, away from family and friends. You're starting a new life here. I mean, it's hard. It's hard if you don't know anybody here. It's like even Jerry, the guy that I helped in Iloilo City to secure his condo. I can tell he just appreciated me so much because just the fact that I'm willing to walk with him to all the condos and check the condos, make sure it's the correct price that they're telling him, make sure because sometimes not all sometimes the foreigners when they come here, the Filipinos, they look at him as like rich guy, it's like we can charge him more, that skin tax, that skin tax thing that people keep talking about here. They're gonna ask for 2 months security deposit or higher price on the condo. So I know if you come to Iloilo, if you come to Calibo, if you come to Boracay, I know the prices here. So at least I can tell you, if you tell me, hey, Ginno, this person told me 35,000 pesos. And I can tell you right away, that's not the price, brother. You need to get it lower. So at least I can tell you that, And that to me, that's what my friend from Pennsylvania, he was saying. It's just so valuable because, it's not a good feeling when you go to a place and you're not sure about the prices and then somebody tries to like upsell you or charge you more than what the price is, And I wish Filipinos would stop doing that. I wish they would stop doing that because that doesn't give a good impression about the Philippines, But, it is what it is, It's like, it's the same as these real estate people. They're kind of like, I compare them to like used car salesmen in the US. They're trying to make the most money that they can. They're not looking out for you. They're not looking out for the renter. To me, that's why, I know my friend from Pennsylvania, he told me he really appreciated my help, that I took the time. I went to Avida Towers with him. I went to the One Madison Towers with him. And I explained to him that you shouldn't be paying this price. You should be talking down on security deposit. And I would tell him like, what's a better place to stay and in the closest grocery, the closest conveniences. So he was really thankful. He was really thankful. And I'm glad to do that for him because now, at least now, he has a good start in Iloilo City. Now, at least I know he's got a good start. Whatever he does now, at least he's got a good home he got in. He knows he can go shopping where he needs to go shopping. It's a good environment. At least he doesn't feel like he's alone, And I told him he can message me anytime. I'm always like, I'm only a phone call away. I'm only a WhatsApp number away. And I think you guys sense that anyway, like Shane, Daniel, JP, anybody that contacts me, I reply back to everybody. It's like, it's important to me. Important to me that I support you guys on your move here to the Philippines. I just want for you, when you come to the Philippines, I want it to be a good experience. I want you to have a good impression of the Philippines. That way, someday you're going to say to friends of yours in the US, man, the Philippines is a good place to go. People are kind. People are honest. That's the thing. That's the one, I'm Filipino, man. I'm proud of my Filipino heritage. And I want that. I want that to grow. That impression that we're hospitable here, we're kind, we're honest. That's the impression I want people to get about the Philippines. I don't want people saying, "Oh, a bunch of scammers in the Philippines." I don't want that, man. That's like horrible. That's horrible. It's like, sir, how are you tonight? Or, hey, HD, I see. He deleted a message. All right. You remind me of a man I saw in Ireland. All right, all right. My daughter's godmother was from County Cork. We were invited there. I was going to paint artists as well. I remember you saying, Mom Janet, that you're an artist. Leanna is an artist. I mean, Leanna amazes me of some of the work that she does. I had some here on the refrigerator. She'll just like take a piece of paper and start painting it with like watercolor, with crayons, with pencil. I think Mom had taken them down because it was like loading up our refrigerator. The magnets were falling off our refrigerator. Hi, Daniel. How are you? How's the planning coming along? Daniel's doing good, man. I think that, Daniel's always chatting with me offline on my messenger. He's getting there, man. It's like he got a lot of stuff that he got to get rid of. Like most of us in the U.S., unfortunately, it's like we accumulate so much stuff living in America. All right. Fortune, I have a round shape. Charlie Brown. Hey, Jeep, Kentucky. Oh yeah, my Wendy shirt. I got this from a friend. This was when they came here to the Philippines. I always get my T-shirts from people when they come to the Philippines. They always, that's one thing. I guess they know that I'll wear it. Whatever T-shirt you give me. I even wore like I'm a Lakers fan, but my friend Robbie, he gave me like a Celtics, Boston Celtics, and I even wore that. It's like I always treasure gifts. I always like. Ooh, Wimbledon. Thanks so much. Served in the past. Military families. Yes, scallops and Carlos. That's what I remember about Carlos. Is lots of scallops. Good price on the scallops. Retired Chicago police, served 20 years. All right, Mom Janet. You're welcome, Sula. Just ask. Can help Ginno in the replies. Great to hear you're doing it. All right, 2D, my whole family, military, Air Force, and law enforcement. I wish my family was like that, Mom Jan. I'm the only one that joined the military in my family. Nobody had followed me. Nobody joined the military. I plan to be out of all my storage units and save nearly 800 monthly. Oh, nice. Good move there. Good move there, Daniel. Yeah, no need for all those storage units. No need for all. I know it's a task. I know it's a task to get rid of stuff because it's so easy to accumulate things when you're living in the U.S. I was in the military, so every move I did in the military, I would get plaques. I would get like shadow box. I would get so much military stuff. So it was hard to get rid of all that stuff. But I just figure, it's like, it's in the past. It's the life I had before. Time to turn another leaf. Time to start a new life in the Philippines. It's just a lot easier to start a life here without so much stuff, so much material things. And I think you'll find that out, Daniel, that once you come here with just, the stuff like, suitcases and backpack, you'll find out that that's really all you need. It's like, thank you for the service. Rockford, all right. My plan is to start from Calibo, stop for lunch at the Canadian Beaver, then Carlos before dinner. All right, JP. Good plan, man. I'll drive you to the Canadian Beaver and then I'll drive you to Carlos, man. That's not a problem. You know, I like going to Rojas City, Dazzle too, and then we'll make a trip out of it. It's nice that we have mom here now. So Dazzle and I, we're not, you know, before when mom wasn't staying with us, you know, we had to, you know, can't leave Leanna by herself, you know. So now that mom is here, you know, Dazzle and I are always free to do stuff now again. All the meals in my family served in wow, both wars. Duty, it's not easy here. Chicago is a beast. It's very bad here now. Ooh. JP, you can also pass by New Washington, visit Cardinal Sin Museum, feast on oysters before moving to Rojas for the beaver. Yeah, yeah. That's one thing, you know, seafood, you're not going to have a problem. In Panay Island, pretty much, we're like, you know, there's a lot of seafood in Panay Island. In Rojas City, in Aklan, in Iloilo, you know, it's like seafood's not an issue here. So there, my mother is from Zion. Zion, all right. I can't fly an open heart patient, grounded. Wow. Oh, it's took away my jet set. Oh, sorry to hear that, Mom Janet. No, as well. I'm born, raised here, but tired of Illinois now. Yes, Ginno. That was very smart of you to do that. I told James to do the same. Read them first. Yes. Most bikes in the field are about half the cost that they are in the US. Yeah. All right. Sergeant Santa is getting me one after. All right. Zoom, zoom. Yeah, I guess they're cheaper here because there's so many of them. You know, it's like you can even get like a repossessed motorbikes here, like used motorbikes that are like, sometimes I'm amazed how cheap they are. I guess people get in a bind and then they just want to sell their motorbike. I'll have to see how much oyster affect me. All right, good, good. Test it, JP, because me, I can't eat oysters anymore. I have one oyster in my lips, my face starts swelling up, so I can't eat shellfish anymore. So I think just eat one and then see how it reacts. All right, God bless, Mom Janet. Good day, good evening, everyone. All right, thank you for joining us. Edgar, all right, Singapore Airlines to Singapore, then flight to Iloilo Airport. I'll have to check because I know from Edgar from Iloilo City, it's Scoot. Scoot Airlines is the airlines that flies direct to Singapore. I'm not sure if Singapore Airlines flies direct to Iloilo City. More likely, I bet you they fly to Manila. But I know Scoot Airlines is the one that flies direct to Iloilo City Airport. As a past entertainer on live streaming, I have been in Ginno's share. It's hard to do alone. It makes it easier for the streamer having great. Yes, definitely. It makes doing the live stream so much easy with people helping me out here. Sergeant Air Force, Vietnam. All right, survived and came home and oh my. All right. When I eat lots of seafood, only have one place that swells up. My belly. Dude, for me, it's great working as a team with mods as you. Respect it too. For me, swagger, guys. Yes. All right. In 2D, in Amsterdam, my brother Grammy now. Ooh, wow. Blues inducted to the Hall of Fame. All right. All right, cool. All right. Enjoy. All right, take care, Mom Janet. I have just started a tech company. I saw that. I saw that, Rev Fred. We're friends on Facebook, so I saw that. To retire. All right, all right. I'm following that, Rev Fred. I saw that you have a on your Facebook. Ah, Janet. I need to buy your stock. I need to buy your stock. Hammers in my name, Tordy, Tordy. I know. I've seen the hammer on Sheen, and I have longevity in my family. I have wow, 110, 116. All right, that's cute, Milton. All right, Janet. If they were still with us, I could ask my father, Rev Fred, all graced by God. My sister name, Janet. I like the view, so I got you channel since I subbed. All right, all right. Ginno, you deserve it, brother. Much respect to those who have fought for freedom. It's not an easy job. My elders have told me the stories. Yes, yes. Please do. AI is the future, and I want in. Hey, Tanya. All right, Tanya Wilkins. Do the renters get their money back from the secure when they leave? I have always gotten my money back as far as security deposit. But when I move out, it's like I don't damage the property. I always like make sure, however, that apartment that I live in, when I leave it the same way. I've had an apartment for 18 months in Boracay. I had an apartment in Calibo for 4 years, an apartment in Iloilo City for 4 months, and every single time I have gotten my security deposit. Like I said though, I clean it, I make sure whatever it looks like when I move in, it's the same when I move out. I don't trash the place. I respect other people's property. That's why I think some people, when they say I never got my security deposit back, well, how did you leave the apartment when you left the apartment? It's because they gotta hire somebody to clean that if you leave the apartment a mess or if you break something in the apartment. To me, it's just that's why they have a security deposit. But that's why I was surprised at La Casa Española that they didn't have a security deposit. I was like shocked because I asked the guy, I said, how much is the security deposit? And he said, no security deposit needed. I was like, whoa, that's rare. That's rare. Usually they'll ask for 1 month or 2 months security deposit, 1 month or 2 months rent as security deposit here. Much love. Okay, Gina. I can't wait for my time to be there. I served in a different way as a teacher. If I could follow in their footsteps, I would have. Yeah. And the same as deployment. The same, LOL. All right. All right. Hey, Tanya. All right. There are scammers everywhere. I get them texts and calls almost. Yeah, I get that too, Shane. I like in my email, in my phone, I just delete them. I don't even open them. I am in race. I am getting investors coming. For changing world business. All right, Rev Fred. I used to do coding. All right, I have loved having a farm and I raised chicken for years. Loved it. All right, Rev Fred. I grew up on a farm. Lanco. And for pennies, seems like. I know we can own it, but best price I found, so I'm about 5 short to get, what, 1.5 acres. That's a, hola. All right. Hello, Edgar Valdez. Farmland goes an acre but most overpriced places going. Ooh, man. Hello, JP. All right. I used to be an apartment manager. Yeah, you mentioned that before, Shane. Most of the time. All right, I got to the bottom of the comments. Thank you, for the comments. Yeah, today I was just gonna discuss, talk about more about the people that are moving here. It's like I'm seeing it. It's like today I talked to the gentleman this morning, and I know I'm waiting for a call from my friend in San Pedro, California. I locked him the apartment in Numancia here in our area, so I'm just getting people that want to come, and same thing with Shane, Brian, expat, Daniel. There's just a lot of interest in the Philippines, and I can see why, because it's still, I know you hear different things about the Philippines, but to me, if I was going to pick, not just because I'm Filipino, but coming from the United States, my friend Frederick even told me this when he was trying to figure out what country to select in Southeast Asia. He picked the Philippines because of the English language. And I've been stationed before in Korea. I've been stationed in Japan. It could be a struggle when the locals doesn't speak English. I know that's it's harder, I think, to enjoy the place you land if they can't speak English. Not that I'm saying they can speak English here in the Philippines, but most of the time, people would understand you here. Just don't talk fast. Don't talk fast. Don't throw them a lot of slang. Just slow down the way you talk. It's like that way the Filipinos can understand. But a lot of times, what you'll find out here, the little kids are the one that will understand you. Usually, the little kids, at kindergarten, first grade, they start teaching English, and you know how kids are. They pick up English, They're the one, like Leanna. You can talk to Leanna. She'll understand what you're talking about. Michael C., my good friend, and Trece Martorez. Good morning, bro. Me and Rose just finished our morning walk. Late. Yeah, hello. That's all right, man. As long as you're getting the walk in, man. That's what's important. All right. Thank you for joining the live stream. Raising hand, that's me moving to the PI. So glad to know a great person like you. Makes me feel I can trust being somewhere. Yes, right? To me, that's why I always tell people, it's like if you can befriend a person here in the Philippines to the area where you're going, you can go different expat groups. There's plenty on Facebook. Usually you can kind of like find somebody there that you can tell the person is kind, and then just hit them up, like message them and say, hey, would you be willing to show me around if I get there, or get an idea on how their town is, if you select the area where you're going. It's hard when you go anywhere and you're like blind, like you don't know anything about the area. That's what my friend in Pennsylvania was saying. It's like he told me it's a blessing that I was able to meet him in Iloilo City and then show him around Iloilo City, show him the condos, the prices, where he can go shopping, the hospital. To me, that's like valuable if you can get that before you get to an area. Looks mostly like a hotel, but offers some rooms for long term, right? It's basically like an Airbnb, Tanya. It's you can rent daily, weekly, monthly, and they have so many rooms. They got like 36 rooms, so and they're negotiable on all the rooms, So if you're there 10 days or you're there 3 weeks, everything's negotiable. I mean, it's the nicest place, nicest apartment complex that I've seen in Calibo. Most apartment complexes don't look that nice, and it's like that well kept. The owner take a lot of pride in their complex there. And then the people are super nice. They're like super friendly. It's like got to go for the face-to-face meet. All right, Fortune. Thank you for joining the live stream, Fortune. Appreciate you. We'll catch up later. Thanks, Ginno. All right, good day. Have a good day, man. Have a good day at the meeting. Don't work too hard, man. You know, it's like enjoy your day, brother. Enjoy your day. Or is it an apartment complex? Like I said, you know, it's up to you. Like I think it's just a wording. You know, it's like daily, weekly, monthly. So if you want to stay there, like my friend from Houston, Texas, he's been there since February, and I know he doesn't pay 20,000 pesos. You know, he's been able to negotiate his when he stayed there. Initially, he might have paid 20,000 pesos the first month, but now that he's there, like another 5 6 months, you know, I'm sure he's able to negotiate the price. You got to realize, I always tell this to expats, people that come here to the Philippines. You have power here in the Philippines as far as like finding rentals, because landlords here, they love to rent to expats, you know, because they know money is not an issue. They know that they will get the rent. You know, I lived in an apartment in Calibo for 4 years. In my apartment there, my landlord at Carillo Snyder Apartments, it was a 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartment, and I paid 7,000 pesos a month. She was like, every time I paid her, because I paid her the same day, you know, the first of the month, I'm downstairs paying my rent. And she said, man, I wish all my tenants were like you, Ginno. It's like, she's like so grateful that I pay her on time, because there were people living in that complex were like 3 months to 4 months behind on rent. You know, so that's why I say, you know, when they see you that you're an expat, that's probably why the gentleman, when I talked to him yesterday, he didn't ask for security deposit, because I told him the couple is coming from Arizona. He knows that they will pay, you know, because you know, chances are the expats, when they come here, they're on a tourist visa. You know, you don't want to mess with your tourist visa and not pay your landlord. Your landlord can report you to the Bureau of Immigration. Like, let's say you move into that apartment and you're a month behind on rent. That landlord can go to the Bureau of Immigration. This guy's not paying me rent. And that will get you in trouble. That's why they know, the landlords here, they know that if they get an expat to rent, these people will pay. You know, these people will pay, and they got the money. You know, it's like, I mean, look at that, 20,000 pesos for that apartment, $350. Where can you get something like that in the U.S.? You know, not in Arizona, not in California. You know, there is no apartment that looks like that in the U.S. at $350. I would be surprised, you know, if you can find one. That's why, you know, it's like, to me, it's like expats have an advantage when they're looking for apartments here. You can talk down the price, because they know that you're going to be a good renter. They know that they're going to get their money from you. They know that you're not going to tear up their apartment or tear up their house, because that happens here. Actually, I read an article about that, and then in my expat group that was discussed. And now I understand. There's a lot of condominiums here that are not occupied. Right? Even in Iloilo City, Manila especially, there's like a surplus of condos there that aren't occupied, because the owners would rather not rent it than rent it to somebody that's gonna tear it up. You know, and I can see their point, right? Because if you move in a condo and then you do enough damage in a condo that's gonna like the rent, you know, it doesn't, for the owner, when you move out, it's like it's a disaster. You broke tiles in the bathroom. You're like, the walls are dirt. You know, written stuff on the walls, or broken cabinets. You know, that's gonna cost the owner of that condo to refurbish that, get it ready for the next person. That's why a lot of condo people, a lot of landlords, they are particular on who they're gonna let rent their place. They're not desperate, and I can see that now. I can see that, because if I was in that situation, if I have a rental, I would want to make sure I'm renting it to good people that can pay the rent for one, and that they won't damage my unit. Because like the worst thing is like they're not gonna pay rent and then they just disappear on you. And then when you open the unit, it's like a mess. You know, thousands of dollars worth of damage on your unit. So now I understand why a lot of condos stay vacant, because they rather find a good tenant. And a lot of times it's the expats that are good tenants here, because like I said, you can't mess up as an expat here because they can report you to like the Bureau of Immigration, especially the Bureau of Immigration. When you do your tourist visa, you have to put your address. So if that person comes to the Bureau of Immigration, hey, this guy's living in my condo, hey, he ain't paying rent. That's not going to go well for the expat. That's not going to go very well. Be a grateful guest in your host country. Yes, yes, right, JP. And I know you mentioned that before, JP. It's like I think a lot of some expats, not all. There's just some that forget that, and there. It's always the ones that end up getting in trouble here are the ones that feel entitled. I think they come here, because they have money. They think they can do anything they want here because they got money that they can bribe, they can pay off whatever things that they do here in the country. But it will not go well for you here if you disrespect the locals and the cultures here. You might not agree with like the way Filipinos do things here. You might not agree how maybe sometimes it's a crooked system, inefficient system, doesn't make sense. But you have to be careful to like voice out your about something, especially if you post it on Facebook or something like that. They can go after you here. There's called cyber libel here in the Philippines. Yeah. You can't just like badmouth anybody here in the Philippines. It's not like in the U.S. Like you can badmouth like the politicians in the U.S. You can say anything you want about politicians in the U.S. They're crooked. They're a criminal. You can do that in the U.S. You don't want to do that here in the Philippines. You do not want to like even the barangay captain. Like a little town like this, a barangay captain. Do not say anything bad about the barangay captain and post it on Facebook or a message where somebody can screenshot it, because the barangay captain can use that against you. You got to be careful. Like JP was saying, you're a guest here. You have to be careful. You have to respect the culture, respect the people. And the one thing about Asians, I think most people know this. Asian people, they don't want to be disrespected. They're big on respect. They're big on you do not want to make fun of them. You don't want to embarrass them in front of other people. Like you can be sarcastic and say something, and to you it's funny, but it might not be funny to the Filipinos around you, and you don't want to do that. It's like, I think I did one video before where I talk about that sarcasm. That is probably a lot of people get in trouble. A lot of expats get in trouble here for that. I think, it's just the nature, I guess. So I know I have American friends, very sarcastic, very, kind of like dry sense of humor. They'll say something and they'll dead face, but you got to be careful with that in the Philippines. It's not the same. It's not the same in the U.S. You do not want to like offend a local, because that local can take you to the barangay. I remember I attended that HOA meeting not about a month ago. There was the secretary was running the meeting, and there was a guy there. He's he's white. And he said to the secretary running the meeting that she's stupid in front of everybody. Right? She took him to the barangay. She reported him to the barangay because she has witnesses. All of us were sitting there like that. We heard him say it, that she's stupid. So he had to apologize in public in our group chat, had to write a letter signed by his name, apologizing to the secretary of our HOA, because it was inappropriate, to say that in a group. I mean, if it's just him and her, she could probably say it's her word against him, but you cannot voice like, this is not America, is what I'm saying. It's not the US. You got to be careful, especially if you insult anybody here. They can use it against you. Hello from Cagayan de Oro. Hey, Bob C. All right, Cagayan de Oro. I have not been to Cagayan de Oro. I wish I can go to Cagayan de Oro, but I don't think I'll ever go, just because Dazzle, she doesn't want to go to Mindanao. It's like there's other places where we can go. It's like a lot of times Filipinos, even Filipinos here, have a stigma when it comes to Mindanao. It's like not like on. And I know Cagayan de Oro is nice. I've seen videos. I mean, it's a great place to live. But for Filipinos, there's always a stigma for us. Regarding Mindanao, because stuff happens in Mindanao that doesn't happen in Luzon or Visayas. So that's why a lot of us, it's not on our bucket list to go to Mindanao. Out of the 5 years thinking about moving there, seeing many bids, Iloilo has been my choice, and I've been just putting it on. All right. Good choice, man. Good choice, Shane. I think you will enjoy Iloilo City. More and more people are moving to Iloilo City. Nice city, walkable city, the most bicycle-friendly city in the Philippines. I don't think you'll find a better place for bicycles, walking, jogging, esplanade, long areas to walk. Same thing at the diversion road. All the Western amenities, it's almost like being in the U.S. When I'm in Iloilo City, I feel like I'm in San Antonio, Texas, or Houston, Texas. But not the crowd, not the traffic, Having an inverter aircon is important to me to save. Yes, you will save if you have a inverter AC. Those work really well here in the Philippines. Save you on electricity. As is the offsetting rent, seems like it will be about the same as here, but choosing how you live and spend, eat materialistic things. You'll save, Shane. Even that if you bring your American life, there's plenty of people here that have money coming from the United States, and when they come here, they live like their American standard life. That's why they pick BGC or they pick Iloilo City by Mega World. Live in the nicest condominiums there, like Palladium or One Madison. You can live like your life in America, but I think you will still find it cheaper here. Overall, I think you'll still find a lot of things cheaper because you can get haircuts here for like $2. You can get a massage here for like $10. Service industries here is where you're gonna save a lot of money. I know those things in the U.S. cost money. There's no way I can get a $10 massage, an hour body massage in the U.S., or I can get a $2 haircut. My haircut, I can't get $2 haircut in the U.S. Those are the kind of things that are hidden, like that will save you money. Like motorbike insurance. If you, I know if you have a motorbike in the U.S., you're going to be paying, probably like $100 a month on insurance on the motorbike. Here, when I renew Bumblebee, I pay 1,000 pesos a year. It's not full coverage, but why would I get full coverage on Bumblebee? Bumblebee's like 2016, it's like 9 years old. The motorbike is 9 years old. If I wreck the motorbike, I'll just buy a new one to replace it, $1,300. So to me, just the liability insurance, I just want to make sure if I cause injury or whatever, that they're paid off. I can easily replace the motorbike on Bumblebee. Those are the kind of things, like property insurance. Like on my house here, I just renewed like my fire, earthquake, damage to my house. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 430 square feet. And I pay about $100 a year for my property insurance. It's just insane. Those are where you're going to save money here, because I know those are become out of control in the U.S. Stuff that money that could be in your pocket, instead of like giving it away to people. Even my car, our Toyota 2019 Toyota Wigo. We bought it brand new. It's now, we bought it November 2018. It's now 7 years old. Really performs well, no issues on it. I had to replace the battery, but I do that every 2 years because the battery goes bad here. But it's only got like 35,000 kilometers. I think that's only like 25,000 miles for something that's 7 years old. So I know I'm gonna get 3 more years on our Toyota Wigo. I just back and forth to Iloilo, easy peasy. It's like no issues. And my full coverage insurance on on our car. 2019 Toyota Wigo is like $150 a year. A year. I mean, can you imagine paying like $12 a month for like insurance, a full coverage insurance? That's the kind of stuff that you would save here. And then there's places here, if you go to like Iloilo City, even Calibo, if you go to Calibo, like my friend that's from Houston, Texas, I know he doesn't have a car. He doesn't have a motorbike. You can get around. You don't need a motorbike. You don't need because public transportation is plentiful in Calibo. 15 pesos, about 30 US cents to ride the tricycle anywhere in Calibo. So you don't even have to get a vehicle, so that same thing in Iloilo City. I was telling my friend from Pennsylvania, he's got a nice condo now. He can walk to McDonald's. He can walk to Starbucks. He can walk, there really isn't a need for, I mean, he'll probably end up getting a motorbike because he wants to like travel in Panay Island. He wants to go to the Canadian Beaver, things like that. But you can go to the Canadian Beaver on a bus, maybe cost you like 300, 400 pesos, about $8 to, from Iloilo to Rojas City. So it's doable here. That's why I tell people, like this guy in California, he was telling me he wants to get a motorbike as soon as he gets here. I told him, don't get a motorbike, and just come here first, learn the ropes around here, live here for about a year before you even buy stuff like that, before you even buy a motorbike. Because what happens if he doesn't like the place and he has to go somewhere? You got that motorbike that you got to either sell or you got to put on the ferry to go to another island in the Philippines. To me, I know how Americans think. I know in America, we just want everything right now, right? We want everything like, I want my bike. I want my flat screen TV. I want all the, my solar energy. It's like, people here, it crack me up, because it's like, I see it on the comments all the time. Why don't you get solar in your house? Dude, solar is like $10,000 to get for our house. Why would I spend that kind of money just on electricity? I will suffer through like once a month have a power outage. It's that extravagant lifestyle, I think, in the US. Everything in the US, you want everything, it's like now, all the stuff, I think that's where you end up not able to save or having a hard life in the US because you buy all these things that you don't really need. I always tell people when they come here, try to live as minimalist as you can. Don't start buying all kinds of stuff here. It's like, if you have a furnished apartment like the one at La Casa Española, you got that furnished apartment, there really shouldn't be anything you need. You got a washing machine. You can hang your clothes to dry. You got an iron. You can iron your clothes. You got a refrigerator. You got a stove. You got a TV. I mean, there shouldn't be anything that, at least the first year you're here, that you can't live off that. That way you can budget and you can save your money. Will the landlord give? Yes, GP. The landlord always give receipts because they have to report it to the BIR, the Bureau of Internal Revenue here in the Philippines. Yes, you can. Do not pay anybody here without a receipt, official. It's like they'll have a booklet that has like carbon paper, so they keep like the pink or yellow, and you keep the white, the original on top, and that's your receipt. Keep all your receipts. Same thing with your tourist visa. When you renew your tourist visa, all the receipts that you receive from Bureau of Immigration, make a folder of that. Save all that stuff. You don't want to lose any of that. You want every single extension that you do, you keep all that paper. I would buy like a folder with like pockets in it, and every time you renew your visa, put that in there, or take a picture of it. Make sure you have a picture at least, so if you lose the folder, you got an electronic copy, you can print it. Those are the kind of things. Because I don't know what it is, but they want you to keep all those receipts. I guess it's proof of payment. If anything, it's proof of payment. Yeah, see here, there is rent rebate if it's done legally, but I have never used that system on taxes. I don't get receipts here though. Gino, I have seen renters write on walls. Oh my God. I know, right, John? That's why. That's why I said, now I get it. Why a lot of landlords here, they really screen who's gonna rent their place. And I can't blame them because like I know there's a house here at Camellia, like our house, 2 bedroom, 1 bath. And this guy, he now works in Manila. He rented the house, like our house. Man, whoever rented the house, like you said, got right. Kids had written pen markers on the wall. The tiles on it were broken, in pieces. I mean, I'm like, it would take a lot to like break our tile. Somebody must have been like slamming something to the tile. And then just the overall cleanliness. I mean, they tore up their place, and he was only getting like 10,000 pesos rent, $180 rent a month. So, like I said, for you to get that little bit of rent for something when that person moved out, you have like over 100,000 peso repair to do on the house. So that's like 10 months or a year's worth of rent for you to even recover that. That's why some people, they just rather leave their unit like vacant because of that. And like I said, that's the advantage when they know this. The landlords know this. They're not dumb. They know that when they rent to an expat, their house will be taken care of. The expats, because you're not going to tear up somebody's property here because they'll report you. I wasn't worried about I was worried about immigration. Filipino ICE. I mean, they don't play here, JP. Like, if you're a foreigner here and you come to the Philippines and you're hiding from the law abroad and they get a wind of it that you're a fugitive somewhere else, they will lock you up here. It's like they're not just gonna deport you quick, dude. They're gonna they're gonna make you pay for coming here and trying to hide here in the Philippines. I fear getting locked up anywhere, but I hear in PI it's not Shane, not a good place here. There's areas here, there's prisons here in the Philippines like Bilibid. Bilibid is like notorious. You don't want to get put in Bilibid. If you go there, and one thing, you're going to lose weight. You're going to lose weight, and then chances are you're going to catch diseases there, that malaria, dengue fever. You're going to catch it because you have to sleep in cells with like tons of people. You ain't going to get a private room here when you go to prison here in the Philippines. You're going to be sleeping in a cell with a bunch of dudes. The Russian gentleman, well, not gentleman, but he don't like, it's not going to go well for him, unfortunately. Vitaly, it's not going to go well for him. They're going to make an example of him, that way it doesn't happen again. Like I said, he did the worst thing that anybody could do here. Disrespect the locals, it's like, embarrass the locals, make fun of them. So that's like, man, that's like, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty for Vitaly. I can't understand how people watch Vitaly's content and didn't report it to YouTube. He should have been shut down. Yeah. I feel the same way, but I can say that about a lot of channels I've seen. I haven't had a massage in 8 years, having cramps in my disability. It must $2. It's not even, but I'll take one. Yeah, the massage here is about $10. $10. I've actually seen them as low as like $7 for a 1 hour full body massage, Swedish massage. You can get like this is in Boracay even. You can get that. So I know in Calibo it'll be cheaper to get. I know my friend that lives in Calibo. He gets massages all the time. Like you said, you can save money. Where can you buy a new Toyota? I know, right? I know. Michael, he just bought a brand new Toyota Wigo. Toyota, brand new. $13,000 is the amount he paid for a brand new Toyota. Great car, too. Great car. Ginno, as you know, I rode that my insurance was $70 a year. But I have a clean record, and it was a collector. And my Free massage when riding. I miss it. Makes me cry sometimes. All right. But that's pretty good, man. I've never heard of like insurance that low in the US. $70 a year, man. That's cheap. That's cheap. I thought most people paid more than $70 a year for insurance on a motorbike. I would like to get a massage once a week, but worry about going to the bad guy. Oh no, you won't get that. None of that here in Calibo, man. JP. A lot, we don't. A lot of those shady massage places, you would see those in places in the city, like Angeles City. They're notorious for stuff like that. But here here in the province, you won't see that. The cities are notorious for like the red light district, that walking street in Angeles City, or the red light district in Manila for massages and things like that. I would be nervous to go to one of those. Those aren't legit massage places. But if you get a massage at the mall, those are legit. They're not gonna. It's not gonna be one of those type of massages. I don't want to be in a bad situation anytime. I'm very shy when it comes to my body too. I can't even. Hello, Christian Costilla. All right. Remember, my insurance on my 18-year-old truck with no tickets, clean, extra low miles, $300 a monthly. That's what I thought. I thought that insurance is high in the U.S. That's why I mentioned that I don't pay much on insurance here. 74 a month. I'll have to stop driving. I only paid $220 on my Challenger. Good record, but full coverage. All right, Edgar. I'm Adrina. Edgar, is that considered a sports car? Yes. I hear that color and so extra on sports cars. In Florida, it's heaven for insurance agencies. We now have to deal with hundreds of thousands of illegals that are driving with no insurance or driver's license. Sergeant, so sorry, that's crazy. All right, all I pretty much see down there is sports cars and illegals, but have just there a week ago. I like big, scary vehicles, and vans are my favorite. All right. So we're getting to like the 2-hour mark here now. I'm gonna end the live stream here. It's like 10:09 here. I'm sure Dazzle will be waking up here soon. I gotta look at the video that they made at Lola's Fish Farm. I'm sure it's funny because Dazzle's got a pretty good sense of humor. I know the video's gonna come out well. All right, I just want to thank everyone for joining the live stream this morning. I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you for your continued support of our channel. We'll see you on the next live stream. Stay blessed, everyone. All right, take care, Shane. All right, HD. All right, take care, HD.